Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Ambassador's Lounge. As you know, we have been taking stock of the situation in the Middle East since the break of war between Iran, United States, and Israel. We have been discussing various developments that have taken place in the past. This time round also, we are going to discuss the new situation that is emerging or that has emerged already during the past couple of weeks. As we know that the memorandum of understanding that was signed between United States and Iran is practically in tatters. It has been kicked down the road by both the parties, and they are again back to fighting. And now we do not know as to how this war is going to end, because both the parties are trying to escalate the situation. Particularly, United States is determined to have escalation dominance over Iran so that it could dictate its terms to Iran. And Iran is also determined to to maintain its chokehold on Strait of Hormuz so that it could extract maximum concessions from the United States as and when both the parties sit on the negotiations table. However, negotiations are still going on between the two parties. Several rounds have taken place ever since new skirmishes have broken out between the two. But no progress has been reported so far on the major issues, major contentious issues. And now we are also seeing that the war is widening in the region. Saudi Arabia has joined its forces with United States to attack renegade elements in Iraq, which have attacked its oil facilities, and Saudi Arabia was not very happy about that. Similarly, Jordan is under fire from Iran as well. And it was also reported a couple of days ago that a drone was fired at two vessels in Egypt at the Miata port, which is close to Suez Canal. So situation is very grim, is getting very complicated. So as to unpack the whole situation, I'm joined by my two veterans on the Middle East, Ambassador Asif Durrani and Ambassador Imran Yawar. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
And
Thank you.
Without much ado, as we say, let's get to the main point, and that is our discussion. Okay, gentlemen, and Asif, let me ask you that the MOU is now practically has been torn apart. Now, how do you see this situation ever settling? Is this going to be a long drawn conflict having no end, or there is a possibility of some kind of rapprochement between the two parties?
Thank you, Ayaz. I think it's not in tatters, but yes, it is being violated, this MOU. And in any case, in future negotiations, whatever transpire, this document is going to be a reference document, because these are the issues to which both sides
Certainly,
have
yes, yeah.
agreed in principle. And it is an MOU, it's not an agreement. It has to be transformed into an agreement with the passage of time. And once the technical committees, they discuss core issues such as Strait of Hormuz, such as lifting of sanctions against Iran and Iran's nuclear program, as well as unfreezing of Iranian assets. So these are the core issues. And this is not that the United States can only stick to the nuclear issue. It's all linked. Lifting of sanctions against Iran is linked. So are Iranian frozen assets. So therefore, whatever both sides, they are going to discuss. Of course, there are violations. President Trump has violated this understanding. And of course, Iran has responded to that. And this, slinging match is going to continue among the two parties. But what is, in fact, at stake is the overall situation in the region, More importantly, the energy crisis is
Yeah.
getting aggravated. You just see in Pakistan, again, the prices are going up. And now those prices are being regulated on daily basis. And
Yeah.
those prices are going up on daily basis. So this is just Pakistan. And this is just not Pakistan alone. It's going on everywhere,
Every nook and
including the
corner.
United States,
Yeah.
which
Throughout
is the
the
largest.
planet.
So here, I think they will have to be reasonable, both parties, United States and Iran. If Iran thinks that it can monopolize Strait of Hormuz, then I think they will be committing a mistake, and it should be a big diplomatic blunder.
Okay.
They'll be committing because they'll be losing friends, they'll be losing supporters with this uncompromised stance. And United States, if it thinks that it will continue to have barrage of its missiles against Iran, it can destroy. But again, as the recent history has proven, that it could not declare its victory because it's not possible. And it's unlikely to happen in near future.
Wonderful.
Similarly, with Israel, it failed. So they failed to achieve their objective of regime change. Yes, they could change the faces, but the regime is very much there. And if they think that they have won laurels from the common Iranian, I don't think that is the case, at least at the moment. What will happen tomorrow with regard to Iran's economic conditions, with regard to its inflation, or with regard to unemployment, that is besides the point, and that we have to wait and see.
Imran, initially when the war broke out or the attacks were launched on Iran, Iran did enjoy some kind of political sympathy and support from the rest of the world, barring a few, of course. But largely, people sympathized with Iran because everybody thought that this was a forever war. It was an uncalled for war. It was launched without any clear objectives. The goalposts had been shifting, from one to the other. Now, some analysts are saying that Iran is overplaying its hand. It is the longer it is going to have this chokehold on Strait of Hormuz, it is fast going to lose the sympathies and support that it had in the initial phase of the war. What is your take on that?
See, first of all, as the way I see it, the longer the war goes, the stronger Iran is. Its position of bargaining. See, first of all, let's see what options Mr. Trump has. He has basically 2, 3, 4 options, not many options, limited options. First is he keeps on bombing. The bombing which he is doing now, they have bombed around 13,000, 14,000 targets.
Yep.
They continue to bomb. Now, this sort of bombing is not going to get Mr. Trump any victory because they are bombing those same places, again, the same targets again, and again. Now, for instance, in Kishim, they bombed a building which was a residential building. Right?
Yeah.
So, Mr. Trump's bombing spree will continue. It can continue even if he intensifies it. If he goes for civilian structures like bridges, roads, then Mr. Trump will be considered as a war criminal.
Imran, if I may stop you here, how can you justify Iran attacking American bases in Jordan when Mr. Trump was holding the fire? There was a
I'll
lull,
come to
of
that.
course.
That's another.
Okay?
That's a separate aspect. That's a separate aspect of it. I can cover that. So, the first option for Mr. Trump is to continue attacks as he is doing, and that will not bring him anything. The second thing is blockade, which naval blockade, which he has reimposed again, the non-kinetic use. That is something which can produce results, but still it's going to take a lot of time. And third is unfortunate, that is the use of the deadly nuclear option. Even in that case, President Trump will come out of it as a war criminal. So we must see that President Trump Americans do not have many options. On the other side, let's see Iran. Iran is playing a smart game. Iranians are playing a smart game. They cannot and they do not want to lose the leverage which they have in Strait of Hormuz. They will not lose it. They have rejected the plan given by Oman. That is, you have your control on the Iranian the northern highway, which is Iranian control, and we'll have control on the southern highway, which is Omani waters. They said no. Iranians say that northern highway, of course, the entry point is going to be the northern highway of the ships. That they will have. But they also say that when they are exiting, part of it has to be on the Iranian side and part of it would be on the Omani side. That they want to have control over that also. So the Iranians want to continue to have a leverage of that. And that is something which Americans don't want. Now, as far as the nuclear file is concerned, the missile file is concerned, that is a far off thing now. At the moment, for Americans, the main thing is
for the whole world. It is important that
the Strait of Hormuz.
Yeah, Hormuz should open.
And that's something
Absolutely.
which Iranians realize that. Your second question was?
Well, I said that when the lull was, attained between the two warring
Iran
parties.
has reached a point where, number one, as Asif was also said, there is lack of trust, serious lack of trust. Iranians have seen that whenever there is a lull or whenever Americans stop bombing, they are in fact preparing for or regrouping for a further attack. So what we are seeing for this time is that Iranians have decided to take the battle to the Americans. They have decided to take the attack to the Americans. They decided to attack, and of course they knew that the Americans would return the attack. And there are also news that what Iran is doing, it's not using its best weapons for these attacks. It is using older version of its missiles, so that it is actually making the Americans spend millions of dollars of Patriot and THAAD missiles on these things, on their old or outdated or you understand what I'm saying? Those missiles. So Iran is now decided. It's no longer going to wait for the Americans to make decision or to decide which way the war is going. I think Iranians are for the first time decided, or IRGC for that matter, has decided to take the war to the American side.
Asif, thank you. Some people are of the view that there is a possibility of reaching an end to the war. And that is that if both the parties sit together and they come to an understanding that they both declare a victory, to their addressing to their own people, Mr. Trump to Americans and Iranians to their own populace, in such a way that Iranians during the negotiations should be given some kind of monetary, financial incentives, like unfreezing of some of the assets, and also that as long as they continue, they do not disturb the traffic in the Strait of Hormuz, then they will continue to reap the benefits, particularly they would be able to sell their oil to the international market. And similarly, Mr. Trump can extract a solid, let's say, a word from Iranian leadership about the nuclear file, that they are going to maintain not only the status quo, but they certainly will not pursue a nuclear weapon whatsoever. So this will be kind of a modus vivendi that could be worked out between the two. Do you think that it's workable, or there is another kind of solution that you have in your mind?
As already, the solution is there in the MOU. Why to reinvent the wheel?
Article 9 particularly.
About nuclear issue is similarly about unfreezing of Iranian assets, as well as allowing Iran to sell its oil. In fact, the MOU straight away says for 60 days there will be no restrictions from the Americans. And then later on it has to be decided. The main thing is that ultimately, it's now 47 years that Iran is under sanctions. And if a peace has to break out between the two, I think that is the right time that they should start discussing serious business. And the kind of destruction that has taken place, it has been
That they have
estimated
suffered,
at
yeah, of course, yeah.
$300 billion or so.
Yeah.
That is also an opportunity for everyone, including the United States, that they can have their own participation, contribution, and then you can say that it would be good for the business all over, not only between the United States and Iran, but other European countries and neighboring countries. That will promote the business.
But Mr. Netanyahu is fiercely against providing any money whatsoever to the Iranian leadership because they think that it would be channeled to their proxies and it will also help them rearm themselves. How do you look at that?
He has his own axe to grind.
Oh, yeah, certainly,
has
of course.
to, in fact, also fend for the Supreme Court cases against him.
Yeah.
He has to win the election.
And he's facing reckoning, in September, of course.
He does. So overall, when you look at the entire scenario, enough destruction has taken place. And it has not given the desired results to the parties. If they sue for peace, I think the chances are much brighter that they can gain more rather than losing. And it can also, in fact, promote the kind of peace which we and you are perhaps dreaming about or we have been striving for. And if that takes place, so I think it would be a win-win situation if they go back to the MOU and seriously start working on issues that need to be sorted out.
But Ambassador Durrani, the MOU, everybody agrees that it is vague, it is poorly drafted, it is more of a memorandum of misunderstanding rather than memorandum of understanding.
I think poorly drafted when you say, so it means...
For example, if I may give you 4 and 5 articles, it says that Iran, the articles 4 and 5 they set out that Iran will manage, is going to make arrangements, for safe passage of vessels, which gives, perhaps, it was interpreted in different way by the Iranians that they are their sovereignty on.
This is your or my interpretation. But the main issue
the whole world is
has to
like
be
that.
sorted out. It has to be sorted out.
Okay.
Along with other issues.
Don't
forget that. It is just not a
they have to go in
single
tandem,
issue.
Of course,
Strait of Hormuz is not the single issue.
But for Mr. Trump, this is issue number one.
For Mr. Trump, nucler is also number one.
No, not as much as...
I think each issue which has been agreed upon or as an interim, as ADRF, they have agreed for those disputes. And they have to sort out through the technical committees. Those technical committees have not met yet.
Well, yeah.
And supposedly, though, they had to meet within 16 days.
Even the 60 days period was not abided by, by the two parties.
This means from the day one, this MOU has been violated.
Absolutely, yes. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So it means that the parties from the very beginning, I think, were not sincere. Can we draw this inference?
Yeah.
Because what is happening in front of you, in fact, gives rise to the suspicion that parties are not interested to go for a peace.
Imran, a 14-point memorandum of understanding was not adhered to by both the parties. Now, how do you think that when technical committees, as Asif is saying, when they meet and they will, go into nitty-gritty of every single issue, every single step, do you think that it is going to be not only a tricky business for both the parties, a long haul for both the parties, but also will it go until eternity, for instance, these negotiations?
See, first of all, as memorandum of understanding, it was basically an agreement between the two sides that they will agree to peace, that they will work for peace. Now, major defect, I think many would agree, is that this agreement did not, or this understanding MOU did not have someone to stand for it, to guarantee it. There was no guarantor for this thing, for this agreement.
That's a
As
good
far
point.
as what you were saying about the managing Strait of Hormuz, it's very clear. The MOU states that Iran and Oman will determine the management of the Strait of Hormuz. And they will do it in collaboration, in consultation with the littoral states. Simple. Now, when Americans started sending in ships using the Southern Highway and they would switch off the GPS, what does that signify? That means that there is a side which is deliberately trying to sabotage this agreement. And why are they sabotaging this agreement? Because Mr. Trump was under tremendous pressure within home that he had conceded too much to the Iranians, that a fund has been established for the reconstruction of Iran, that Iran is going to get the not reparations, but the frozen assets would be given
sell its
back.
oil also.
It could sell its oil. So everyone thought, even his allies thought that Mr. Trump had given too much. And mind it, Mr. Trump had criticized Obama's JCPOA on these very grounds that he had given too much to the Iranians, and now he was doing the same thing. He was giving too much to the Iranians.
Perhaps
so
more
he
than,
was more than that. Yeah. So, and it could have ended. He said, "I will get the best deal." It was going to be the worst deal.
Right. Okay.
Right? So he was under tremendous pressure. So they were trying to filter, or they were trying to get oil, and they said there were ships which were taking the oil and coming out. So there were a lot of activity taking place, and Iranians cannot simply let go of the leverage which they have. They were offended by the fact that MOU they thought that Americans had violated. So I think there was very clear, there was no ambiguity about the management of Strait of Hormuz as far as the MOU was concerned.
Correct. Asif, we are talking about ending the war, and what we are seeing in the region is totally contrary to what we are talking about. The war is expanding. Saudi Arabia has joined forces with United States and attacked, renegade forces which attacked Saudi Arabia's oil facilities in Iraq. It is being said that perhaps unknown people they fired or they sent a drone to Egypt. Now, how do you look at this situation? I mean, where are the chances of ending this war? It seems to be expanding.
I was going through an article which talks about the conspiracy theories which are at play at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
For instance, attack from Iraq to Saudi Arabia, and then vice versa.
Mm-hmm.
Similarly, attack on Egypt, just to
nobody is accepting responsibility. Yes, yeah. Mm-hmm.
To expand the theater.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then, in a way, the renewed attacks on Kuwait and
Jordan, particularly.
Jordan, of course. Mm-hmm. As you rightly pointed out, that Iran has now, in fact, it's into a counter-offensive, and rather than Americans attacking Iran, so Iran is perhaps taking this initiative, quote unquote. But Imran has also rightly pointed out that they are now using their not so modern arsenal. Mm-hmm. And then in return, Americans are using their state-of-the-art
expensive
to defend
air defense system, of course. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So this is another tactic which is going on. So here, both are at play. The vested interests are spoilers. Here, I will name Israel. I have no qualms in saying.
We all agree.
They are not sitting idle.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
What they did with regard to Syria, Hamas, Hezbollah, so they were working overtime. Mm-hmm. Similarly, with regard to this war and MOU and post-MOU scenario, Israel, what you can make out of Israel, how they are reacting. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So it means that these spoilers would want to push both United States and Iran once again to war. They should
Wonderful.
renew their death and destruction dance, and that is, I think, very serious.
Well, we have very limited time. I would like to have your considered views, both of you, on the purported internal division in Iran. It is being reported everywhere that IRGC is being more hardliner, is trying to sideline, more moderate elements within the government, and they want to continue not only the stranglehold of Strait of Hormuz, but also continue the hostilities, as long as it takes. Whereas more moderate elements are determined to find a negotiated solution as soon as possible. Now, how do you look at this situation? And what about the public, Iranian public? How are they going to react to this whole thing?
As there is no doubt, the present generation of IRGC, it is far more hardline.
Yep.
Why? Because they are new. Their prestige is at stake. Their revolutionary ideology is at stake. So they want to, as we agreed, they want to continue with this thing. They want to win they don't want to lose. Simple thing is, they don't want to lose.
They want to outlast Mr. Trump,
Not outlast, you can say.
Yeah, outlast,
they want
yes.
to outlast Mr. Trump and his policies. Within Iran, of course, there is a lot of discontent, frustration, despair, hopelessness within the people, among the people. There are reported processions, demonstrations, though on smaller scale. We don't know what is happening in Iran. The news are not. Similarly, we don't know what is happening in Israel. The news are not being allowed to come out. So, but we do realize that the inflation is at its height. The food inflation is at its highest.
And now the queues are longer, for diesel and petrol.
People are suffering. The people and the demand or the desire for people, there's the demand to end the war is greater now. There was a time when Mr. Trump had used strong rhetoric against Iranians, that we will destroy the civilization. His attack on Iranian archaeological sites, the cultural sites, that had offended the people, and that had brought the people together. The people were against what was happening to them. Their nationalism, the spirit of nationalism was out. But then we must realize that the people have to live. There are certain requirements of life, and those requirements the present regime was not able to fulfill because they have their own considerations. The war was there, and the present dispensation, the Iranian dispensation, they realize that people demand this thing. They want. This is a fight for the survival, not of the country, not of the people. This is the fight for survival of the regime, the Iranian regime. We see Mr. Pezeshkian, Ghalibaf, Arakchi on one side. They have been talking about diplomacy, trying to give diplomacy a chance. They realize that Iran is suffering $300 billion of loss already. So they realize that Iran is suffering. It will suffer more. But IRGC, they believe that Iran can withstand the pain, and they want to continue that. Right? There were new rumors that Mr. Arakchi and Mr. Pezeshkian were verbally abused during this
memorandum of understanding
funeral of
funeral as well.
Mr. Khamenei on this diplomatic initiatives. So there is a clear-cut division within Iran between the hardliners and the
How will it play out in foreseeable situation?
I think I have a slightly different view. What do you expect of IRGC?
Hardliners are hardliners,
Is the hardliners used by various regimes in Iran, alternated by moderates and hardliners. The present president, the incumbent president, is considered to be a moderate. Before him was Raisi, who was considered to be a hardliner. And if you go back, they alternated, hardliners and moderates. IRGC itself, it has got also external liabilities or quote-unquote responsibilities.
Of the proxies.
Like General Soleimani,
Yeah, of course.
with
Yeah.
Al-Quds
Yeah,
force and all
yeah.
that.
Who was assassinated.
So, what do you expect? I don't think that a moderate force can undertake such ventures. So that is part of their training. That is part of their
Ideology.
It's in their nature.
Their worldview.
And then their worldview, of course, they consider themselves as custodians
Absolutely.
and protectors
Absolutely.
of revolution.
Yeah.
So you should expect, this hardline approach. But at the same time, I think ultimately still the system in Iran is working. They thought that, say, they'll decimate the leadership. They could not, because it was replaced.
A new crop has emerged, of course. Yes,
So it means system was very much there.
Yeah.
So it worked and it is still working. Yes, there'll be simmering unrest and it can explode someday. Yes, that is also a reality. Which is why that in the Iranian system, they immediately take harsh measures against such,
Tendencies.
or dissident approach.
Yeah. Okay.
So this is so in that respect, saying this, that there is a division in Iran between the moderates and hardliners, I don't buy that. It is within. They are two sides of the same coin. If you ask the moderate that, do you want this clergy rule, they say yes. And if you ask a hardliner, do you want this system to continue, they say yes, we'll defend it. So it is there till the time that it is replaced by another system, which we don't know at the moment.
Imran does not agree with you.
Asif, you see, you're right. The system is there, and this system is being supported by brute force, which is in the hands of the IRGC. They have used, we have seen in the history of past also, they have used this brute force to suppress any dissident movement. To say that if you ask the people, do you want the mullahs or clergy to be there? I don't think. I think now an overwhelming majority of Iranians would want to get rid. They have seen enough of mullahs. They have seen enough of the regime.
What did they get them in 50 years?
Yes, they have got nothing.
Yeah.
So, and you see, those demonstrations which we have seen, whether it's whatever it is, those demonstrations are ample proof that people do not want this system to continue. And I tell you, had American president not used expletives, I think American people would have taken some initiative to get rid of the present dispensation. See, Asif was right in saying that the IRGC has its proxies. They're operating through its proxies. They're trying to expand the war through its proxies, be it Houthis, be it the Popular Mobilization Forces of Iraq. They have their influence there. They have their influence with the Houthis. So they are trying to expand this war. And I think the people of Iran see this, and they want this thing to come to it. And there's a greater desire among the people. As I said, there's hopelessness among the people. And when there is hopelessness, when there is despair, the people want to see happy days.
But if I may, just one sentence. Desires are hardly fulfilled or rarely fulfilled.
They're hardly translated into reality.
Unless you give a practical shape, and for that to happen, right now there is no alternate leadership in Iran. Even those who are sitting outside, they are not that effective, which one could have expected them to lead the charge in future.
Okay. Well, before we say goodbye, I would like to have your views on two things which, in my view, are very important. And one of them is a meeting between Mr. Trump, recent meeting on Wednesday, Mr. Trump and Mr. Netanyahu. Not very much of the details were made officially public. They came out, of course, from different sources. But it was said in the end that it was constructive meeting. Mr. Trump said that it was constructive. Now, how do you look at the personal relationship between the two leaders and also the role of Israel as a whole in this quagmire? I mean, are they going to stir it further, stoke the fire further, or you think that Mr. Trump has asked Mr. Netanyahu to sit quietly? How do you look at that? Yeah, anyone. Yeah.
Well, you see, first of all, the relationship between Mr. Trump and Mr. Netanyahu is badly damaged. What they have said that it was productive meeting, this was just statements coming out of the White House and Mr. Netanyahu. Mr. Netanyahu basically wanted Mr. Trump to continue.
And Caroline Leavitt as well also said.
And Mr.
She said.
Netanyahu wants Mr. Trump to remain engaged kinetically with Iran. He wants Mr. Trump to use excessive force. Netanyahu believes that this is the time that Iranian regime can be changed, that people can be forced to come out and rebel against the present dispensation. I believe he has a point because, as we discussed earlier, people are suffering. The Iranians are suffering, and the more economic damage or economic hardships you force on them, obviously they are human beings. They will come out. Second, what Mr. Netanyahu...
So you think that breaking point has not yet been reached?
I think the breaking point is there, already there.
Absolutely.
All they need to do is give a push. But Mr. Trump is now too wary. He has seen that, there is a pressure on Mr. Trump. He is being told that, look here, we are running out of munitions. He has been told that there is, if you continue this war...
Is it for real or it's a ruse?
That's what they say.
It's a ruse.
They have used over 50% of their Patriots. They have used more than 50% of their THAADs.
And they want to save it for Taiwan.
And they want to save it for Taiwan. They want to save it for other theaters. So Mr. Trump is under a lot of pressure within also. And plus, the popularity, the war, it's 80% now. And you see, one more thing interesting is that Vietnam War was also unpopular. Its unpopularity rose with the passage of time. Afghanistan was unpopular. It rose with the passage of time. The Iran war is so unpopular that immediately after it started, it was unpopular with the people. Now, 80% of the people believe that Mr. Trump cannot achieve his objectives inside Iran. So he is under a lot of pressure, and he does not want to give in to Netanyahu, who wants him to continue, his aggressive policy towards Iranians. He simply wants use of kinetic force. That's it. He wants them not to compromise on nuclear issue and on missile issue. And these two basic issues have gone to the sideline because of Strait of Hormuz. And for Mr. Netanyahu, Strait of Hormuz is of no importance.
Absolutely, yes. Yeah. Asif?
Well, Imran has said it.
All right, wonderful. Okay. Let's come to Gaza. Hamas and Israel have signed a deal. Hamas ostensibly has agreed to disarm itself, hand over the weapons to Israelis. Conceding defeat, or you think it's something else?
I don't think so, because Palestinians have sprung up. They have been at the receiving end, but they continued with their resistance. So they have not conceded any ground to Israelis as far as their right to self-determination is concerned. Yes, for technical reason, whatever you may say, if it brings about peace in their area, because you have seen the kind of genocide which Israel perpetrated is unprecedented, at least in the recent history. And even the injured, in fact, those are the life-changing injuries which Palestinians are suffering. They will not be able to have a normal living.
They are living in tents, subhuman
so in
conditions,
such a scenario,
of course.
I think Gazans, if they want to rebuild themselves and if there is help coming from outside, I think that should be a welcome development. But whether it continues like this, I'm still doubtful. Whether Israel would withdraw from the Gaza, I'm still doubtful, because there have been talk, and Netanyahu was quoted having said that we need at least 70% of Gaza. Now, make your own interpretations that what does it mean? So here you don't trust Israel. You don't trust those promises which are being made.
They are virtually advancing their
Yeah.
yellow line,
So, yes.
by feet
So
every
they
day.
have done it through salami tactics.
Yeah, yeah,
and
of course. Yep.
So I'm skeptical. But if peace breaks out, I think I wish I'm proven wrong. Yeah.
Imran, your views on this peace process? I mean,
You see, first of all, we must see that Hamas has been, and it's a fact, Hamas has been terribly weakened. Its ability to attack has been
to inflict
degraded.
any injuries, on Israeli
And
forces.
then on the other hand, the country or the group which was supporting Hamas, it is also quite weak. That is Iran.
Yep.
So Hamas had no other option but to agree to the conditions. And mind you, these conditions, this peace deal was mediated by Turkey, by Egypt, and by Qatar.
Qatar, yes.
And they told them that, well, this is the situation, and I think they realized. So what they have agreed to is that there will be a gradual disarmament, and it would be subject to Israel's withdrawal from Gaza. But then it has to, this disarmament has to be verified for Israel to withdraw, and that verification would be done by who? By the interim arrangement or the committee of technical experts who are going to take the arms from the Hamas and keep in them. They won't be given to the Israelis. So there are a lot of spoilers. Asif is right in saying that you're skeptic about it. There are a lot of spoilers. Israel, in fact, is a spoiler. Do you think Israel is within Israel, Mr. Netanyahu has a strong lobby which wants that Gaza should be permanent part of Israel, just as they have their eyes on West Bank.
Yep.
So there are going to be a lot of ifs and buts about how far this thing. And then we must also realize that this all setup, this arrangement, is not done by the Palestinian representatives.
Absolutely.
They have no role to play. It's
Uh-huh.
either the Americans or the Israelis.
Yeah.
In the International Stabilization Force, the Peace Board, the various board directorates, they're all being imposed on
From the outsiders,
From
yeah,
the
of course.
outside. And the problem is the people of the Gazans, they are helpless. They are living under miserable conditions, and the Hamas and one more, you must, besides Hamas, there are other militias active also inside Gaza.
Of course.
They are not being covered there by this agreement.
Well, thank you very much, gentlemen, for your considered views. Ladies and gentlemen, you heard our conversation. You listened to them, the two experts on the Middle East situation. As I said in the beginning, is very grim. It's very complex, and is getting more and more complex with every passing day. There does not seem to be any end to the conflict that is going on right now, because both the parties have dug their heels into the ground, and they are not ready to yield whatsoever. They are not ready to budge an inch forward. So in this situation, everything is speculative. We do not know really as to what is going to happen tomorrow. But the fear is that this war is expanding. The way things are moving, it is embroiling more and more states and countries and entities into its center. So, but we have to keep our fingers crossed. We have to, as diplomats, we have to look at the optimistic part of every situation, and we are doing that. Thank you very much. We will continue to update you with the considered views of our experts here on Ambassadors Lounge. Thank you very much for staying with us, and please do subscribe to our channel and give us your valued comments on the discussion. Thank you very much.